This is the Surly Grognards for November 16th, 2015. This is Peter Bowman, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Eric Carlson. How are you doing tonight, Eric?
I'm doing all right.
Most excellent! So, yeah, no particular topic this week. We've got one for next week, but
Yes.
it's one that Eric and I both need to spend a bit of time prepping for so we can be properly nerdy about it.
Yeah, because that's what we're going to say about it right now. Basically, we need to watch a bunch of movies we haven't seen in a while.
Exactly, yeah. It's a good topic. It's one that's near and dear to my heart, but I'm a little. I haven't watched this particular type of movie in a while, so I want to watch some of them before this particular genre before we do it. So instead, we're gonna talk about what's been going on and gaming and stuff. And I've been playing a ton of Fallout 4, which if you listen to last week's episode, should not be a surprise. But I've been actually playing it now, so I actually have some actual formed opinions on the game. The first off is I love the way they've handled power armor in Fallout 4.
Awesome.
It feels like you're in power armor.
Yeah, I've noticed some. I've seen a few videos and clips of people walking around powered armor. It's got like an entirely different HUD with like dials and
Yep.
whatnot. I'm like,
It's not just that. It's like it feels like you're in this sort of much more ponderous, heavy suit than what you're walking when you're walking. They've managed to capture that feel of this is big and solid and heavy. The footfalls are just this thudding noise. When you jump up something high, you A, take no damage, and B, there's just a really loud thump when you land. And
awesome.
It turns out it does damage to things around you when you do it.
That is awesome.
I discovered when I killed a raider by jumping down on top of them.
That is brilliant. Why do I not have powered armor right now?
Because you wouldn't use it responsibly, Eric.
I use it plenty responsibly. Use it at least as responsibly as any other American.
Anyways, and I found out looking at the ways you can mod, because you can mod the power armor, you can modify because basically it's got 5 pieces to it. Armor tends to be in pieces in this game, so you can modify the various pieces.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
I agree.
It also means you can get the real like patchwork, like Mad Max Raider kind of feel to it.
Oh, yes, you can. Yeah, the big thing is that Gavin chat mentions you feel intimidating and not just lumbering. And people like comment on it. You hear like raiders comment like that you're wearing power armor if you are.
That's pretty sweet.
But yeah, so like I discovered there are mods that can increase the damage you do when you land and such, and a bunch of other stuff. But it requires a fair bit of like crafting skills to really do much modification to power armor, which is not.
It doesn't surprise me. It is kind of like the crowning technological achievement of that story arc.
Pretty much, but it's cool stuff. But I was streaming and I mentioned like it's found all this power armor lying around. And someone mentioned it seems it's kind of neat. That's all, but it always seems sort of odd that there's power armor all around the place, and you never see anybody except like the Brotherhood of Steel using it, and it's like if you can salvage it, but like nobody else can. To which I said, well, A, in the other games it required training, but whatever, and B, actually you do see that in Fallout 4.
You do see other guys wearing power armor.
I've run into bandits wearing bandit modified Raider modified power armor.
That's awesome.
And it's like they don't have all 5 bits. Sometimes they'll like have the right arm, the torso, the head, and like the left leg. But it's got the exoframe under it still.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which means more parts for your powered armor.
One of my suits is mostly bandit armor, Raider armor right now.
Awesome.
In fact, it's missing 2 pieces right now because I just haven't found them. I haven't bothered to stick. I don't have the appropriate bits to stick on it. Unless I pull them off of another bit of powered armor.
Another suit, right?
That is actually fully functional. I've got the one you start with, which is one of the older models, and is old, and you can see it's like rusting and such.
That's really cool.
And
I like that a lot, actually.
I figured you would. But you can like paint them and such too. But that's one of the mods you can do.
I want mine to be red so it goes faster.
I don't know whether red's one of the color options. I don't know what the color options are, But you can do the whole winterized thing, which gives you extra energy resistance.
Nice.
I believe if you choose all military color, it gives you +1 strength. Vault-Tec color scheme gives you +1 charisma. It's actually really cool.
It is pretty cool.
So I'm really digging a lot about the game. I'm enjoying the settlement building the sort of aspect of the game. Although the settlement crafting system, like actually building the stuff, is occasionally finicky when you're trying to get things to link up properly and get things at the right distance and such.
Right, right.
But it's at least something there. I'm hoping that either Bethesda gets a patch out that improves it, or someone mods it so it's better. Ideally, I would like a top-down version.
The crafting system?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. Honestly, I would love building stuff more if it was a little bit easier to use the system.
I gotcha. That makes perfect sense.
For the building settlements, I mean, like
right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this for the settlements. For your weapons and armor, easy as cake.
Awesome.
It's just like getting things placed properly on your settlement stuff's a pain in the ass.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like connecting walls.
Gotcha.
Because they got things that'll snap too, which is great. Except that getting it to actually do it is occasionally like, okay, nope, that pixel's off by... Ah!
God damn it. Yeah, I need a new machine so that I can run this game, and I will love this game, and it will be my friend, because I will wear powered armor, and I will eat people and shoot monsters.
Right.
That's what I do in every Fallout game first run through.
I know, I'm aware. I've just been running around. I literally haven't even, done the main story yet. I've been running around, exploring places and helping out settlements and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah! There's a main story somewhere. I should do that at some point.
I wonder if I can find my house in Union Square, Somerville. Is Union Square in there?
Somerville's in there because I'm going down there to help out a settlement down there, but right. I don't know if Union Square's there. I did find Medford Center.
Oh, cool. That's pretty cool.
And I found the Cambridge Police Department.
Cool.
Because there's a quest there. It gives a lot of it. I'm not sure how accurate anything outside of Boston proper is, because I haven't really been much in Boston proper.
Right.
I found what was very clearly Harvard Square. I know it was Harvard Square. It looked like Harvard Square.
Were there a bunch of disaffected punk kids hanging out in the pit?
Not alive. If there were,
there were disaffected punk kids hanging out in the
maybe
pit.
I don't know. There were skeletons in various places, but I forget what they called it. It was they didn't call it Harvard Square because I guess Harvard didn't give them the rights to use the name.
Right.
But it was College Station or something like that.
Right.
It's this. I was there. I'm like, okay, this is looking around. Wait, this is Harvard Square. This is very clearly Harvard Square. It was College Square or something like that. But it's wait. I started while looking okay, this is clearly supposed to be Harvard Square, but is it actually Harvard Square? But for
the real question is, did you go into one of the two CVSs looking for something, not find it, and go to the other CVS? Because that's what you do in Harvard Square.
Well, yes, there are the two CVSs in Harvard Square for no readily apparent reason.
Or maybe you go into the Garage Mall looking for Tokyo Crash. Remember it closed, try to go to Pandemonium, realize it moved, and then get really annoyed with yourself.
Wasn't there Tokyo Kid?
It was Tokyo Kid, you're right. Tokyo Crash is another place.
Yes, and sadly no longer existing.
No, it is true. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I look forward. I await this game with bated breath.
You will enjoy it.
Excellent.
Now there are some technical issues here and there, obviously.
Really, a Bethesda game with technical issues?
Nothing show-stopping for me, but
okay.
I've been hearing that people with really, really high-end systems have been having some problems.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Weirdly, it seems to run better on mid-range computers.
Well, that's kind of what I'm aiming to upgrade to, because I can't afford top of the line.
But like people with like really high-end graphic cards are having problems with like the game running too fast.
Huh.
Like
Okay.
the physics engine can't keep up with the frame rate.
Wow. Okay.
And shit like
That will
that.
get patched.
Maybe. It'll get modded at least.
Same thing in this with Bethesda games, honestly.
Kinda. One requires significantly more effort on the user's part.
Yes.
But, like, there are people who are, like... I mean, there are people who are complaining, like, are really down on the game because they're using high-end systems and the game will not run at settings that they think it should be able to run at. And I can understand that, honestly.
I can too. I kind of understand that. I'm more annoyed that I can't run it on my old video card.
What video card do you have, Eric? Or you don't know?
It's like a 770 or something like that.
You should be able to run on that.
Let me double check. Maybe it's a 74, something stupid. Oh wait, that's the wrong window, sorry.
Well, worst case, Eric, you could always just go to canyourunt.com.
Yeah, no, I did actually do that. I cannot run it. My processor's a bit behind the times also and can't run it on recommended settings.
Interesting. Because, I mean, I think my computer's a bit behind the times and stuff.
I haven't updated this thing in years. I've really fallen behind.
Well, my machine's like 2 years old, so I don't know. I'm curious to see what the official status is for this. I'm curious now.
Right.
So I'm gonna go take a look here. Let's see what Can You Run It says.
Yeah, AMD Radeon 7700.
All right. Apparently, I can. It says minimum, but not in the recommended category.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is Fallout New Vegas. All right, it's okay with Fallout 4 also.
Okay.
So it's like, yes, you can run the game.
Yeah, my processor is
And
an
it's
i5.
like, no, not recommended.
Yeah. And yeah, my processor is only an i5, so I need to upgrade that.
I will get an i5 also.
Oh, you do seem to be running it just fine on that.
Uh-huh. I've got a i5 3.3 gigahertz chip.
That's exactly what I got. i5 3.0 gigahertz.
That still beats the 2.8 that they recommend, that the minimum says.
Yeah.
I think it's most of your video card, honestly.
It's pretty much my video card.
How much RAM do you have?
I've got 8. I've got plenty to run it.
Yeah, I see. I've got. I actually upgraded. I went for 16 when I got the machine. So
Yeah.
I always
So,
go.
yeah,
But I always go high on RAM.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't updated this thing in years, so what I'll probably end up doing is either a new machine, or if I can get decent deals, a new processor, some RAM, and a new video card.
Mm-hmm.
But none of that's happening till the new year anyway.
Well, yes, I totally grokked that. So yeah, but I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. Sorry for a little discussion on computer bits there. From two guys who are not really super good at doing.
Yeah, we're
computer
not.
bits.
We're just proficient enough to be able to cobble something together with the right parts.
I mean, I actually put my computer together, but that's not like hard, honestly.
Yeah, it's a PC. It's all plug and play. It's not.
It really is. Basically, I was like, okay, bought the parts. Watch. Okay, Newegg's YouTube videos on how to put this together because I've not done this before. Oh, it's that easy.
Yeah, I'll have to do that for the processor. I've never installed a new processor before.
It's pretty fucking easy.
Like I said, it's plug and play. Yeah, just make sure I don't do something stupid like try to jam it into audio card slot or something.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. Although I think they might use the same sort of. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so been a lot of Fallout 4. which which I've been enjoying. Although,
Cool.
as I said, it does have its flaws. Also, I hate the conversation system.
Oh yeah?
Hate it. You know why?
Why?
It's the fucking goddamn same system that Mass Effect's been using for ages.
Oh, the wheel.
It's
Yeah.
effectively the wheel. But it's like, so it has 4 dialogue choices, but it's very, very short, so you're never entirely certain what they're going to say or what tone of voice it's going to be.
Right, right. Yeah, there are a few times where I've been playing Mass Effect and I'm like, choose. Yeah, I'm going to be nice and comfort this person. I'll do it in this way. And oh no, that's the sarcastic version.
Yeah, at least when you're supposed to be talking sarcastically, there's usually a sarcastic option there.
Right.
It literally just says sarcastic.
One of the ones didn't have that, or I had it turned off, or something like that. So.
So like, okay, that's cool, but like I've seen a few dialogue options like, okay, I'll do this, and like it's like, oh no, that's the angry option.
Oh.
I didn't know. We don't want to shout at this poor person.
You'll do exactly as I say, because I'm wearing bigger power armor than you. But I'm not wearing power armor. Exactly my point.
So I've seen several of them. I have not had any, not run into that. Because I've been very careful. Although
Right.
apparently something I found out, which is nice, is you can quick save during conversations now.
That's cool. That's actually really cool. So you can just go back to the previous I'm not sure exactly what these are, so quick save.
Yeah.
Select.
So that's actually a good thing, I think. As I said, I've really liked it. I understand why. There are things about it that I understand why people don't like. It's a little odd that you can be male or female, as always. It's Fallout, but the two characters have technically different backgrounds.
Huh.
So your male character is a former soldier, and if you go play female, it's his wife, who's a lawyer, ex-lawyer, who's a lawyer on maternity leave, I should say.
It's pretty long maternity leave, seeing as it's what, like 200 years since the whole Vault thing.
Effectively, yes.
I mean, I'm glad to see that the United States has like got so progressive, but it's a little extreme, honestly.
Well, in the intro, your kid's a baby,
Okay.
and so the basic premise of the start. You and your family
I've
go to the
seen
vault.
the intro video when they
Right,
when
you
they
get
announced-
frozen. Your kid's kidnapped, and then you're frozen again.
Right.
And for some reason, you think the kid's still a little kid. I've not
No,
seen
the
any
kid
of the
is
main
clearly
story.
the guy I'm going to have to kill to claim my rightful crown as King of Boston. That's how these things work.
Yeah, that's sort of my gut feeling too. I'm nearly convinced that your kid has been out of the vault for a long time and is now a bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
At the very least, he is in the way between me and my rightful throne.
but it's like I've seen people like talking about like interrogating people, and they're like, it's sort of like I'm looking for my son. It's like he's a baby. I'm like, dude, they refroze you. Are you really so stupid that it doesn't occur to
might
you?
be a ghoul now.
Right, he could be a ghoul. You don't know when you were woken up and they took him.
He might be a super mutant.
Technically true.
I did catch the kill loot return note.
Oh God! But so yeah, it's like so it's a little odd that the male character is a soldier and the female character is an ex-lawyer. So like, for the male character, the power being able to use power armor right out of the gate makes perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah, he'd probably have training in that.
Right. For the female character, it's like okay, sure.
Clearly, she's a big tech head, and she convinced her husband to show her how to use it because she was like, "This is awesome."
Or something. I don't know. I don't care.
But because
but it's again, it's that she's a lawyer. It's like I kind of wish they'd actually
clearly she needed to be the one to make the money because he's a soldier, and
oh sure,
the U.S. is terrible at taking care of its veterans lately.
Different future, Eric, and it's actually in the future. Remember,
Oh yeah.
the game starts right before Halloween in 2077.
It's also an alternate history after World War II.
Yep.
Like they never developed the microchip.
Nope.
Vacuum tubes everywhere.
Yes, although apparently you do find microchips out in the wastes because the Commonwealth is actually there's people in the Commonwealth who are very technologically advanced.
Well, yeah, Boston's a big has always been a big tech hub.
Yes, but yeah, there's something called the Institute, which is hinted at actually in Fallout 3, if you remember.
Vaguely, yeah.
You run across that android
Right.
who's being hunted by people from the Commonwealth. And you can either turn it over to them, or you can basically say, "Yeah, no, he's dead, totally. Sorry." So I'm actually thinking that the railroad, which is mentioned in Fallout 3, I'm betting they're actually a big part of Fallout 4.
Yeah.
I haven't seen yet,
I'm
but
willing to bet the Institute is actually MIT.
probably. According to someone in our chat, Beck says the Institute is basically, what if the think tank was allowed to run wild, which is a terrifying concept. Because the think tank are kind of awesome and hilarious, but only because they can't actually do anything, can't actually influence the outside world much more than occasionally letting some of their monstrosities, escape by accident.
Whoops. It's totally got out by accident.
Oh no, it is by accident. Like if you actually read the the big empty is set up entirely so that they don't even think about the outside world really. They have trouble thinking about it.
Right.
So they're not the thought of releasing them to the outside world is basically beyond. They can't wrap their brains around it. So
why would I go outside? There's no candy outside.
there's no science outside, Eric.
Their kind of science, no.
Right, but at any rate, so what have you been up to?
On a big Star Trek kick lately, honestly.
Star Trek Online?
Not just Star Trek Online, but Star Trek in general.
Ooh, cool.
I've been rewatching DS9 because it's the best Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, been doing that. Been started rereading Player of Games, largely because I finished the book I was reading at work, and I needed to grab something off the shelf as I went out the door the other day.
Uh-huh.
And it happened to be Player of Games. So I'm rereading that by Ian Banks.
Yeah, I thought that's one of the culture books, right?
Yes. But yeah. Been playing a lot of STO because part of the big Star Trek kick.
Yep.
And wow, the Bird of Prey is a lot of fun. I forgot how much fun that ship is.
Right, because you got the new one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's good, but it's a lot of fun. There's something very satisfying about doing a strafing run on a cruiser from behind and watching it explode behind you.
I can imagine. I mean, I've flown Birds of Prey a little bit, but not much.
Right. And, the new one's pretty damn good. In that it's a marginal upgrade from the previous version of basically the same ship.
Yep.
But having that extra lieutenant commander slot is really useful. Because now it's like, I guess I'll have gravity well, or maybe I'll go for directed edging modulation or maybe I'll have both now because I can do that.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been playing a fair bit of Star Trek Online too, but mostly Fallout 4.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I wait for bated breath for that game.
I know it's fun. It's a fun game, and the mixed matching thing is definitely going to be for your armors. I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to fit your personal preferred aesthetic. Honestly,
Awesome.
like there's a lot more cobbled together look to a lot of the guns.
That's great. I love that sort of junker tech feel to things.
A lot of the early guns are like that.
Excellent.
They're very clearly
Although,
cobbled together.
honestly, a lot of the more science fiction-y guns in Fallout 3 and New Vegas had that great feel to it. Like, I love the look of the plasma guns with the vacuum tube sticking out and the big armored coils wrapping around stuff, and just so ridiculously silly and yet awesome.
I have not run into any plasma weapons yet. I've run into laser weapons.
Okay. Yeah, because laser weapons always look like cigarette boxes with stuff stick on them.
For a lot of the ones, yes.
Which isn't a bad look. It's very utilitarian, which I enjoy. But it doesn't have the ridiculous super science field plasma.
Yeah, I've also run into is it the Institute that makes their own laser weapons. I've run into a few. I actually have a few of those because I blew up a few synths.
Right.
And they are much more sleek. The Institute guns are much more sleek and streamlined. They look like sort of like they almost look Star Trek-y. I mean, they're smooth and
all smooth and pleasant and whatnots.
They look like actually advanced tech, which is kind of they're very different from the rest of the Fallout, which is actually kind of cool given what the Institute is.
Yeah, I mean the Institute has synths. They've got androids.
They do. They've got
the Nexus 6, man.
They've got full-on Blade Runner androids. I mean,
yeah.
I actually, and like there's a random encounter I ran into where there's a dude pointing a gun at another dude who looks exactly like him, and he's accusing him of being a synth, trying to replace him. And like you have to basically decide who lives and who dies, or try to convince them both to stand down.
Kill him. He's a synth. No, he's a synth.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you tell me something only I would know?
Neither of us know who you are. We've never seen you before.
I'm reminded of the scene in Gravity Falls with the shapeshifter, with the two Wendy's fighting, and Dipper's like, one of them flirts with him, the other one just sort of gives him a look. It's like, okay, clearly I bury the axe in the belly of the one flirting with me. Which is hilarious and awesome, especially when she immediately turns inside out into like this horrible, pallid, like multi-limbed monstrosity.
Well, that's because Gravity Falls is amazing. I want the next episode now, not next week.
I love that show. That show is great.
Why is the next episode another week?
Because Disney hates us.
Why is it a month from the last episode to the next one?
I know, seriously, with an ending like that, you bastards.
Cliffhanger at the end of a two-parter. Okay, when's the next episode? A month from now. Fuck!
Well, they did the same fucking thing. It's actually more like a three-parter, honestly.
Yeah, but at least
I'm willing to bet it's going to be a four-parter.
At least it was only 2 weeks between the previous two episodes.
That's true. That's okay. Steven Universe is on a hiatus for an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah. Once this
Which is usually a death sentence for a Cartoon Network show, but Steven Universe has a lot of pull, it seems.
Yeah. I
know that's not your bag.
It's not my thing. I've tried watching it. I just can't get into it.
They have an episode where Steven figures out he can shapeshift and makes kitten fingers.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I didn't like. It's one that
he turns into an Akira monster of kittens.
I didn't finish the episode because I was just like, oh, this is fucking stupid. That was like literally...
Well, it goes dark side because he can't stop shapeshifting.
That was literally the first episode I tried to watch. And I just bounced the fuck... I thought, this is a stupid fucking show. Basically, my thought process from the part of that episode I watched was, wow, it's another stupid, awful Cartoon Network cartoon. Okay.
Well, the crossover with Uncle Grandpa is a strike against it. I will give it that.
See, that's
a terrible, terrible show.
Oh my god,
Of course, the episode is titled Not Canon, so...
Okay, well, I know to skip it then. I will probably give Scott... I'll probably give it a Steven Universe another shot at some point, but...
It's really very good.
I hear that, but every time I try to watch it, the first couple episodes, I'm like, I just don't care.
And I totally get that. It took me it's kind of the... It's kind of got the Medica Magica thing going on, where like if you don't know what you're getting into the first few episodes, you're like, why am I watching this?
Yeah, but things, even though I
Except
know
it doesn't have the kick-ass animation.
right,
And
that's my
the
problem
surreal
with it.
labyrinth things. This is what got me through the first few episodes of Madoka Magica.
Right,
So
that's sort of thing. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, it's okay. Mind you, it took me a while to get back to Rick and Morty the first time. After the first time I tried to watch it, although I actually enjoyed the first two episodes I watched. I watched the first two episodes of Rick and Morty and didn't come back to it for a long while.
right.
And I liked the first two episodes of Rick and Morty, and then the rest of the show happened, and I liked it less as I went along.
Rick and Morty isn't really your sense of humor.
No.
It's much more my sense of humor. It's a very brutal sense of humor.
Yeah, the big thing is I could tell when they're trying to make jokes, and sometimes they're like, okay, that's not bad, and then they just stay on the joke. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're staying past. No, you've overstayed your welcome on this joke.
They don't do that nearly to the extent that, say, Family Guy does.
No, they're not nearly that bad. Not even close.
I don't mind. Here's the thing: you stick with a joke to a certain point. For me, it sometimes becomes funnier if it's done correctly. But it reaches a critical mass if you go one iota over that line, then the whole thing just falls apart.
Yeah, well,
Family Guy always goes past that line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do.
Rick and Morty, for me at least, seem to get right up to it and then drop it.
Yeah, no. I just felt a lot of the humor felt forced, and it didn't work for me. It's a personal preference thing.
We really Cronenberg this one up, Morty.
There was some amusing stuff in there, and I respect the living crap out of Rick and Morty. They do a lot of really interesting stuff, but I have the problem that they desperately try to make me feel sorry for Rick at times, and I don't, because he's an awful person. And I'm like, why am I supposed to be sympathetic towards him here? He's done nothing but be a horrible person most of the time, for the vast majority of the time. Sorry, Rick, you're getting exactly what you deserve. You're reaping what you sowed. Suck it up. And I totally get that. I totally get that there's a lot more to it than that. I really do, but it's very hard for me to get that.
The thing about Rick, it's not so much the feeling sorry for him, because usually they'll do the occasional feel sorry for a Rick moment, but usually they do like a couple Rick shows he's not that bad a guy moments, and they're usually like really like just sort of like easily swept under the rug because that's the way Rick is. He doesn't want anyone to know he's a nice guy. Like he actually gives a shit about Morty for all the abuse he throws at him.
Oh no, that's actually abundantly clear. It's just that he's not clear he cares about anybody else. Well, that's not true.
He cares about Summer too. Don't think he likes Beth very much, and Jerry's a jerk, or he thinks Jerry is a jerk. He's also a jerk. Jerry's just sort of. I feel bad for Jerry, honestly.
He's the character I feel most bad for, other than Morty, maybe. But it's like, yeah, I want to like this show. I do, but because it's smart and there's a lot of really good, really clever ideas in it. But like every time they come up with, like, they actually did manage to make me feel sorry for Rick at one moment, and they completely undo it in the stinger after the credits.
Which one was this?
The episode with Unity.
Oh yeah.
I felt terrible for Rick at the end of that episode.
And then he does the
yeah.
Then he does the drunken bad ex-boyfriend thing.
I'm like, no, undone. Don't care. That shouldn't have undone it for me, is the thing, but it did because of the way it was written.
Right.
I'm like, So, the season finale thing, Rick's self-sacrifice, I'm like, oh, about fucking time, Rick. About fucking time you owned up to the shit you've done. Now, I freely admit that it might have ended up making things, like, it might not have been the right thing to do, but, or it might be. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't care enough is the problem, because I just don't, I'm not invested in the characters.
It's not your kind of show, and I get that.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Despite all this, I'll probably watch the third season. Because I find the show interesting.
Yeah, Yeah, what I really like about the show is it sort of portrays itself as stoner humor and wears the trappings of that, but it's a lot smarter than most stoner humor.
Oh, God, yes.
And that I really enjoy.
It's a smart
Because
show.
while I occasionally enjoy the occasional stoner cartoon, I always feel somehow dumber and worse about myself afterwards.
Oh, yeah, but it's not. It's clearly not a stoner. It's definitely that's clearly not the type of humor it actually is.
Yeah,
But it is the type of humor that they like the multidimensional TV first multidimensional TV episode with the commercials and stuff.
right.
That was really just like one of the worst 30 minutes of TV I've watched.
I disagree, honestly. I like
Oh my god.
the entire subplot with the with Jerry and Beth going on in the background.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was
That
more
was
interesting.
some
But
great character stuff. I really enjoyed that, and the speech Morty gives to keep Summer around is just
sure,
comes dangerously close to my own philosophy, honestly.
sure. I can get that. That part of the show was again. The problem is that the other half of that show is so egregiously painful that I just can't forgive the rest of the episode.
I felt that way until I realized it was almost entirely them animating around random improvisations. And
That's what it was, but it wasn't good improv. It was bad improv. It was bad,
right, but I
unfunny,
appreciate
tedious
the
improv.
attempt is what I'm saying, because animation is not easy, even when you have a legion of computers at
Oh,
your beck and call.
sure.
And
I have no
animating around someone's like drunken improv is
but they could
something
have.
to be lauded, even if the execution wasn't perfect.
But that's not the part I have a problem with. It's the writing. The writing of that is so bad that I can't watch it. I'm like I wanted to fast forward to it because the writing was driving me up a tree, and it sucked all the entertainment out of the episode for me. I was like, this is.
But it
This
wasn't
is bad
being written, that's what
comedy.
I'm saying. That wasn't being written. It was literally them just like spitballing stupid ideas and
But that should have
recording
made it on television. But it's so unprofessional and so bad to present something that is that badly disjointed, that badly. Like if it was good improv, this would have worked. But it's bad improv.
I understand what you're saying. I do. But okay, I'm not saying it's good improv. But, okay, we agree it's bad improv.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I really appreciate them animating around it.
Sure.
And I think that was great. I too wish the improv was better. Like the whole rambling thing about the one fucking movie, like
Oh my god, I want to kill myself.
because they're two brothers and blah 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 blah, and they just keep on spitballing
Right. That joke.
more
That
and more
joke.
stupid ideas. And I love watching the animators try to keep up with it and dropping and adding new elements. Yeah,
Right. But the problem
and
is.
that I found really funny, even though the actual improv was bad.
See, I couldn't find humor in that because I'm sitting there going, this joke was over 30 seconds ago, and you're still going. You're still going. You're still going. Why are you still going? Someone who has any sense of comic timing would have stopped a minute ago with this.
Right, and I understand what you're saying there, but what I found, like I said, I didn't find the actual, like, two brothers bit funny. What I found funny was the animators trying to keep up with this lunatic, rambling, disjointed mess. As they're adding, like, cats and sombreros and just, like, trying to keep track of what's already been said, because the guy's clearly not keeping track of what he's already said, but the animators have to. That I found funny. That I found hilarious, honestly.
Okay, fine. I just.
And this is clearly a case where we're going to disagree.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I literally cannot comprehend why anyone would watch that and be able to not claw their eyes and ears out. I mean, or just try. Like, I'm amazed I got through that episode. I don't know how I did. I am mystified that I managed to get through that without just like saying, "Nope, I'm never watching this show again." I know. I know. After that episode, I took an hour break and didn't I didn't watch the next episode for more than an hour. I don't think I watched it again for a couple of days. Because I was like, I just need a break from the show because this episode was that bad. I hated it.
And I understand that you hated it, and I understand
Yeah,
that the improv really got under your skin.
Oh,
But
God,
like
yeah.
I said, I really enjoyed the character work.
And I get
in that
I
show,
can't.
and
I cannot.
the
fault that.
animators' scramble was hilarious. So yeah, you hate that episode. I rather enjoy it.
I don't merely hate that episode. That is one. As it's one of the worst half hours of television I've ever watched. That episode is like the nadir for animated cartoons for me up there. It's like one of the worst.
Oh, you haven't subjected yourself to 12-ounce mouse, have you?
I have, and I understand. 12 Ounce Mouse is objectively worse in almost every way, but I think it's better than that episode.
We're not friends anymore.
I think 12 Ounce Mouse is one of the worst things I've ever watched. That episode,
12-ounce mouse is just
it's horrible. It's god awful. There's nothing.
Squidbillies is almost as bad, but
Yep,
at least it actually like has Squidbillies at least gives a token effort. 12-ounce mouse is just the worst thing I've ever seen.
The difference is, Eric, for me, the reason I loathe that episode of Rick and Morty, and I loathe it more than either of those two things, Squidbillies or 12-ounce mouse, is 12-ounce mouse and Squidbillies don't think they're smart.
Okay, fair enough. That's actually my problem with most J.J. Abrams movies.
Oh, yeah, sure. But it's literally, my problem with it is, wow, the people who are involved in this episode think this is clever. And it's just not.
Okay, cool. We also focus on entirely different parts of the episode.
Oh, sure. Like, again, I respect what the people who are doing, the animation team are doing with that episode. That's not easy.
Not even that. Like I said, all the stuff with Jerry and Beth. Well,
I thought that was fine, but it was undermined by the rest of the episode. Like, I don't remember a lot of that because I just can't help but focus on the god awful comedy bits.
Okay, speaking of being of J.J. Abrams, have I told you my theory about him?
Maybe.
He's the Mirror Universe Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, you did tell me about this.
Okay.
But you should explain it, so...
So Paul Verhoeven is a director largely from the 80s and 90s who makes crazy, goofy action movies that are a lot smarter than they first appear to be, especially when you start to pick them apart. RoboCop is his, Starship Troopers, Total Recall. These are like... They're easily digested and left alone as fun, silly action movies.
Right.
But when you start thinking about them and pulling them apart, they're actually much smarter than that.
RoboCop especially of the three.
Yes.
That is the best example of the three.
And I love Paul Verhoeven for this.
Sure.
J.J. Abrams makes very slick but somewhat stupid action movies that desperately want you to think that they are smart.
Yeah.
And he's clearly the Mirror Universe Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah.
And it's part of the reason why I despise the new Trek so much, because it's if it was under any other name than Trek, I probably wouldn't mind it so much. But there's still the element of look at me, I'm being smart. No, you're not. As soon as I start picking this plot or these character motivations apart, it just disintegrates in my hands. It doesn't get more complicated. There aren't any more layers here. And in fact, there are giant holes that are being stuck together by decent action blocking.
Yep, I'd agree with that. I agree completely. Well, I'm not a fan of those movies either. I'm not a big fan of Abrams.
Right, and that applies to most of his movies that I've seen. Super 8, Cloverfield, whatnot. Desperately trying to be smarter than they are. A bizarre tendency to whole hog embrace whatever the new hotness is for cinematography. Like
Cloverfield, shaky cam.
Yeah, Cloverfield, shaky cam. The egregious overuse of lens flare in a lot of his more recent stuff. I don't like J.J. Abrams.
No.
And I figured out because he's the anti-Paul Verhoeven.
Oh God, I'm not a fan of Abrams' work.
I do think that he could. Here's the credit where credit is due. The man knows how to film an action sequence.
Sure.
He's good at blocking his shots. He's and I think he works much better with archetypes than he does with actual characters. I think he might be a good fit for Star Wars, as long as he's got someone to rein in his bad habits.
On top of that, I think he's actually not bad at getting decent performances out of his actors.
It's true. That's true. Like for all of my hate for the new Trek, the cast was great. Although Chris Pine's Captain Kirk was more insufferable than I'd like.
But Zachary Quinto is amazing as
Yeah,
Spock.
Zachary Quinto, Simon Pegg. Why can't I remember her name? She played Uhura. She's
Uh,
great. I've seen her in other stuff too. Why can't I remember her
crap.
name?
Hang on. I'm gonna look it up. That was Nyota. See, that was who's played her? Crap. Zoe Saldana, of course.
Thank you. Yes, I knew. Yes, I knew it was something started with an unusual letter. But yeah, she's great like that, and he gets a great performance out of them. And it's just that they're drowned in lens flare and plot holes and
Yeah, well, the plot holes
pretension.
aren't his
Honestly,
fault. That's the writer's fault. The director can only do so much to fix plot holes.
except Amanda rewrite to fill them in.
Well, yes, I agree. But there's only so much. Given the amount of pull he should have had at that point, he should have damn well said, "What the fuck is this crap? Fix this." But
How did Khan get to Kronos from Earth with one transporter? Was there a ship in orbit? We should explain this.
or we should think of some other way he got to Kronos.
Does he have to go to Kronos? Can't he just go to an outlying colony? Well, they did because of the whole stupid, totally not 9/11 truther plot. But
Oh my god. I still haven't seen Into Darkness. I've read plot synopses of it, and I'm stupider for having read them.
yeah, that's the thing. Benedict Cumberbatch, I thought did a great job as Khan. It's a shame he was given shit to work with.
Yeah. I still have not seen that movie.
It's
I don't intend to anytime soon.
it's infuriating.
I know. I'm
It's
fairly
infuriating
certain.
because every 15 minutes it decides it wants to remind you of a better Star Trek movie.
And the worst part is there aren't a ton of really good Star Trek movies. There are 3 of them.
Yeah, you've got 2, 6, and 4
Yep.
in about that order, honestly.
And 3's pretty decent.
Yeah, three.
Search for Spock is a solid movie. It's not great,
Yeah.
but it's not bad.
It just doesn't live up to the other 3.
Right.
And it's certainly better than the other odd-numbered Star Trek movies
Yes.
and the even-numbered next-gen movies.
And all the next gen movies. All of which are just like at best 2-parters crammed into one movie. They really do.
Yeah,
like almost all of them are like bad 2-part episodes crammed into one movie.
Yeah, Generations is just a mediocre next-gen 2-parter. There's some good stuff in First Contact, but unfortunately it's surrounded by bad stuff.
I hate both those movies. I mean, they're not. Neither of them are as bad as. I mean, actually, neither of them are as bad as Insurrection.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, Insurrection. Captain Picard does not solve his problems by punching bad guys. That's a Kirk thing. Come on, guys. Also, why do you have to make the space hippies so insufferably superior all the time? Just really want to just slap them.
Are we supposed to sympathize with these people? No, apparently
Like,
not.
I didn't even want to punch them. I just wanted to slap them.
Can't we just leave them to die? I mean, really? No?
Except that, here's the thing. During the time, this is what really bugs me. During the time period this movie is taking place in the Star Trek timeline, this is the middle of the fucking Dominion War.
Uh-huh.
And they have figured out that some unique property of the radiation on this planet can cure just about anything. Whatever grievous wounds, whatever like psychological trauma, whatever disease. This is invaluable in a wartime situation, which they're in, which they're losing at the moment. So they're doing everything they can. They're actually gathering up these people. They're putting them on a transport designed to fool them to thinking nothing's wrong, taking them to another planet with of a very similar ecosystem, just without this unique radiation. And then they're going to study it, and they're going to make it usable for their people that are dying in droves on the front line.
Mm-hmm.
Yet somehow, Data decides this is wrong and drags the rest of the Enterprise crew into fighting against it because reasons?
Because bad writing. Well, Data suffered badly. Data's writing as a character suffered badly basically after Generations.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely.
And let us not discuss Nemesis,
Yeah.
which I like better than Insurrection, but
Well, it did have Space Nosferatu.
that's not a selling point. There's just a lot of really dumb stuff in that movie. I mean, it's just like
Yeah, it
I mean,
really wanted to be fucking Wrath of Khan all over again.
Tom Hardy tries so hard to be good.
He really does. He's just like, I can't work with this. I can try, but it's going to come across like Jeremy Irons in Dungeons and Dragons.
He doesn't what he tries so hard. He's actually good, but the character is so bad.
And why is he bald? He's a clone of younger Picard. Was Picard always bald? We've seen that he had hair in the past.
I don't know. I don't know.
You see a picture of Picard now and decide I should shave my head.
Except he has less hair than Jean-Luc does.
I'll be out Picard. I will shave off every hair on my body.
And oh god, the Remans are so fucking just awful in that movie. They're turned into something decent in Star Trek Online because, for the most part, Star Trek Online has this amazing ability to take really terrible stuff from Star Trek that we all hate and make it tolerable.
Yeah, I'm kind of amazed at that.
Except the Krenim, which there's nothing you can do to save the Krenim from being infuriating and obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's like, we tried the Krenim, but there's nothing here. There's nothing to work with.
Remans are basically, they really are like, just not terribly bright space Nosferatu. They don't like bright lights. They look like Nosferatu. They wear a lot of PVC and leather, so they're going to the club tonight. Clubs I used to go to, not the ones Peter used to go to.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's not much to them. You've got Ron Perlman utterly wasted in the role as Tom Hardy's lieutenant.
Oh god, there's so many people in that movie who I adore as actors, and they're just buried.
Yeah,
They're just buried. It's like, wow, I love Tom Hardy. He's great. I love Ron Perlman. He's great. And let's not even talk about the actual cast of Next Gen. I mean, it's like,
yeah.
I mean, not all of them are great, but most of them are.
I forget how good Michael Dorn is sometimes.
Oh god, he's fantastic.
He's fucking amazing. And then I'll watch like an episode of DS9 where the characters actually had a chance to evolve, and that's not fair. He does a lot of evolving in TNG, but doesn't really hit his... Worf doesn't really hit his stride till DS9.
Well, he's a more important character in DS9.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. He's got
and like I said,
DS9
DS9 gave him a lot more room to breathe and be a whole character.
Yes.
Like, he develops the driest of Sahara sense of humor. Like, there's this one episode, it's not a terribly good episode otherwise, where they go to a planet and it turns out that they're destined to crash there and start this other civilization. And he runs to this little kid, and the little kid runs up to Worf and goes, Are you the son of Moog? Yes. Is it true you can kill a man by looking at him? Only if I am angry. And then he walks away. Just complete deadpan, only if I am angry. And then he walks away. And the kid is left going, what? Or the last episode where O'Brien's talking about where he's going to settle on Earth with. And everyone's giving all these suggestions, and Worf is just like, Minsk. You should go to Paris. Minsk. What about Brazil? Minsk.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, what I'm saying is Michael Dorn is awesome. He's had a lot of success as a voice actor.
He has.
Since TNG and DS9 ended.
Yeah, and Frakes is Jonathan Frakes is not the best actor, but it turns out he's actually a good director.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty damn decent director.
Yeah.
I would trust him with Star Trek over Abrams.
Yeah.
He did get a lot of Star Trek.
But he's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Brent Spiner is insane, but a fairly good actor.
Yeah, no, he's
bad. batshit insane.
He's cracked. He's completely cracked.
You know, nothing.
LeVar Burton's awesome at everything he does because he's LeVar fucking Burton.
Yep. You know, Patrick Stewart's great. Marina Sirtis turns out as a better actress than I thought she was at first.
Well, it's not helped by the fact that Troy is largely useless and or actively gets in the way.
Yeah, the writing does Troy no favors for the first like 2 or 3 seasons.
I'd say most of TNG, honestly. She
gets some good bits in the later seasons.
But it's all washed away by the amount of time she fucks up.
Yeah, well,
Plus, she's the one that crashes the Enterprise. She's the one driving the goddamn ship and crashes it. It's a whole planet. You can miss the shit. It's not hard to miss a planet.
anyways,
Wesley, the 14-year-old Wunder kid, could do it. You've been on the ship for how long?
yeah, well, you know, yeah, but but Marina Sirtis is a very good actress.
Yes,
and is
and
remarkable.
let's face facts, Gargoyles is some of the best stuff that the Star Trek cast has done.
Oh, they're all actually. I mean, I'm not surprised she's a good voice actress because she's like insanely good at doing accents for starters.
Yeah,
it's kind of spooky. I've heard her do
and
it.
she has a very distinct voice, which lends itself greatly.
But
to...
she can do different things with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just Oh, gargoyles.
Gargoyles. What a great show.
It was. It was
that
fantastic.
Ended poorly.
There was no syndicated thing on ABC. No, there wasn't. That never happened. What was it? The
I know. Let's have
Adventures?
the Ku Clan dress in black instead and have giant power hammers that smash every piece of sculpture in a city because one of them might be a gargoyle.
Was that the Goliath Adventures or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god, that was not good. Here's the thing: it's better than a lot of other cartoons. It's just so bad in comparison to Gargoyles.
Yeah, and yeah, like several of the other things we've talked about this evening, it suffers in comparison to its predecessors.
Yeah,
which is not a. It's not a comparison you cannot make.
No,
it begs it like down on its hands and knees, like hands claps together with a whiny voice. Please compare me to my predecessors.
No.
But that's not a favorable comparison. You know that, right? You're not Justice League Unlimited. You don't just get better. Which I still think might be the best superhero show that's ever been on TV.
Which one?
Justice League Unlimited.
It's up there. It's way up there.
I mean, Flash is great. Daredevil is good. Earth's Mightiest Heroes was the best Marvel show I've ever seen. But yeah, Justice League Unlimited really, I think, might be the best superhero show. Excepting Batman Beyond, Batman Begins, or Batman the Animated Series, because it's not fair to compare that to anything but other luminaries of animation in general.
Yeah.
There's no way to watch that online. I'll find it and rewatch it.
Very likely. Yeah, I totally can't blame you if you can. Yeah.
Batman the Animated Series. What a great show.
It was fantastic. It was wonderful. It's the best. It's the best Batman.
Yeah, hands down. Like, easily. Best Batman, best,
And when I say I don't mean just Batman himself. I mean the whole Batman mythos.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just brilliant.
It was so good it rewrote freaking Dr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. And it created Harley.
Yeah, it created Harley Quinn. Made Clayface, like, actually good.
One of the most tragic characters in Batman.
Yeah.
Though that's a tough debate between him and Freeze.
Yeah, him and Freeze. Yeah, that's tough.
Those are two incredibly
They're
actually.
also my two favorite Batman villains.
They did Two Face brilliant. I mean, just Batman the Animated Series is wonderful.
Oh man, oh the whole arc where Two-Face gets created. Wow, that was good.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's a good show.
It's a fantastic show. It had great characters, like great supporting characters too.
Yeah, like oh, what's her face? The
Montoya?
caseworker that
Oh,
that
oh,
Bruce occasionally visits. The old lady. She only shows up in like 4 or 5 episodes.
Oh yeah, she's wonderful.
Great in all of them.
Yep, she's great. Detective Montoya is great.
Oh yeah, Montoya and Bullock.
Both of them.
Both of them are fucking awesome.
Like all the named cops
Yeah.
are well done. I mean,
The not Falcone, the fat guy with the white hair. Why can't I remember his name? The gangster.
Thorne.
Thorne, yes. Thorne was awesome. Wait a minute, was Thorne the CEO? I can't remember.
Oh no, he was. You're right. He was the CEO guy, I think.
Yeah.
Crap.
Who's not as good as the fat gangster with white hair. Shit, I can't remember his name, and don't care enough to look it up online.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Batman the Animated Series.
It's the definitive Batman.
Yeah, I would agree.
Before it was probably Dark Knight Returns, but now it's that. And Nolan tried. I'll give this to Nolan. He tried to make a definitive Batman, but he can't quite live up to the animated series. And it's partially because Rise fell flat in its face.
Well, also, it kind of forgot the heart and soul of Batman. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is Batman is a little bit too heartless. In those
Yeah,
movies.
Batman's a great character because Batman plays at being a scary, heartless, bad guy, quotation marks. But he's probably one of the most compassionate characters in the DC universe.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
Well, him and yeah,
it's him, Clark, and
Wonder
Diana.
Woman. It's the Holy Trinity, really.
Those three are just like, I mean,
From Justice League Unlimited, I'm reminded of the episode where Ace, the super psychic from one episode,
oh god,
her powers go nuts, and she just converts the like half a city into Alice in Wonderland because she can, and she's gonna have a little fun before she dies. And all the information, Amanda Waller, another great character, I think was invented by Bruce Timm. I'm not sure. Like all my information points to when she goes, and she's going to very soon. She will kill everyone in the city with the psychic backlash, and the only way to do it, make sure that doesn't happen, is with this device, which will kill her. Everyone's like, and Batman's like, I'll do it. And he walks right in there. He sits down next to her, and she's like, "You're here to kill me, aren't you? You know that. You're not going to do it." Nope. Want to sit here and talk with me for a while? Yup. And that's it.
no, I mean, she points that she knows she's going to die, and she basically asks Batman if he'll stay there until the end, and she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I will, absolutely."
Yes. And yeah, it's heartbreaking and amazing, and it shows why Batman's awesome. Yeah, and she turns out Waller's information was wrong. She doesn't kill everyone in the city when she goes.
Yep. No, everything goes.
Probably because Batman calmed her the fuck down.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, what I'm saying is I love that the whole DC animated universe is great, except for the Zeta Project, which was ass.
Well, yeah.
could not get into the Zeta Project.
But yeah. You know, it's yeah. I don't know much else what else to say, honestly. Oh God.
I will say the Zeta Project's biggest problem was that it had maybe a quarter of the animation budget the rest of the universe had. Except for early seasons of Static Shock, which I really disliked until it found its feet and got a budget. So.
Yeah, Static Shock was a good show once, especially once it found its feet. I love the idea of the show.
Yeah, and it took a while to find its feet. Honestly, it floundered a lot for me starting out, and partially it was the poor animation. Partially it was everyone's got superpowers from this one accident, which is a trope that's been done 1,000 times. I even knew that in the 90s.
Sure.
And sort of what I'm looking for. It's trying really hard to be hip and quotation marks urban. Let you fill in the blank what that's supposed to mean in there. Until like season 2 or 3, where it actually found its feet, found its own identity, and therefore didn't need to try so hard to catch an audience, which had largely ran away after this clear and obvious attempt at pandering to them. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we've gone on. Well, we can probably ramble on for a bit, but I think.
Oh, yeah, we could.
But I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Normally we save time at the end of each episode for viewer questions. We didn't get any this week, so yeah, we're not doing them.
I'm also drunk.
There is that. But if you do have viewer questions, please do send them to us. Our email address is surlygrognards@yahoo.com. surlygrognards@yahoo.com. Or you can post them on our forums, which you can find at mechagm.forumer.com. Or if you're listening to the recording of this on YouTube, you can leave me a comment there in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or what have you. If you've got show topic suggestions for us, we love those. Love those to fucking pieces.
We really do, because then I don't get drunken like ramble for 15 minutes.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, like I just did.
Send them to us at any one of those places if you've got feedback for us, ways we can make the show better, things, etc., 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 constructive criticism. All those places are great places for that as well. We record the show on hitbox.tv/mecha-gm every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Here, I already said where we recorded, didn't I? Yeah, I
think
did.
We did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't start tuning out when I start doing the end show spiel, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we record it every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern on hitbox.tv/mechagm with a hyphen in the middle.
Elon from Static Shock was actually a really good villain.
Yes.
I'm shutting up now.
But if you watch this on YouTube, that's cool too. YouTube.com/mechagm. Like and subscribe. You'll know when the recording goes live. And you want to know keep an eye on Twitter if you want to know when the show's about to start. I usually tweet out right before the show starts, or if we're gonna have to delay for a week or what have you, etc. Or if we have to change what night of the week we're recording, because that sometimes happens.
That does sometimes happen.
Other than that, though, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you had fun. Hope you found something at least entertaining or interesting. I'd imagine it's mostly just trying to find something.
I'm probably not going to listen to this episode because I'm probably going to be embarrassed by how drunk I was.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Yeah, this bourbon just went straight to my fucking head. I'm sorry.